This video will show you how to create a graph in Microsoft Paint. The first thing we want to do is open the Cartesian JPG that you can download from the announcements post. To open a file, go up to the top left and click the little drop down, and then click Open, and then navigate to where you saved the Cartesian JPG. Once that image is open, you are now ready to begin creating your graph. Okay, so up on the ribbon here you can see we have a lot of different tools at our disposal. The first thing we want to do is to create our X and Y axis. So what I'm going to do is select a thicker sized color. Alright, I'm going to use black, and I'm going to use just the brush at this point. For this particular example, I'm going to select the line tool, and then I'm going to go halfway and draw my Y axis right on that line, and then I'm going to draw my X axis. And for this particular illustration, it doesn't matter, I don't have to have any one quadrant bigger than the other. So I'm just going to go halfway between here and make sure my line is straight, and then release. Okay, so at this point we have our X and Y axis. Now, when we're starting to count out points, it's going to be pretty hard to see at this point because it's pretty small. So what I'm going to do is on the bottom right, I'm going to zoom in. And then I'm going to arrow down so that I can see my graph a whole lot easier. Okay? So that zoom tool on the bottom right is very useful in helping you create your points. Okay? So at this point, I'm going to select a different color because I want my graph to be different than my axes. So for this example, I'm just going to select blue. And then I'm going to change my size to a little bit smaller so it's not as thick. And then I'm going to click on the pencil. Okay, so for this example, let's go ahead and create the graph of x squared. And we know that this is going to be a parabola facing up. Okay, it's going to open upward. So let's go ahead, and we know our vertex is going to be 0, 0. Alright, so our first point is going to be 1, 1. So it's going to put us right here. And then the next point is going to be minus 1, 1. Okay, it's going to put us here. And then our next point is going to be 2, 4. So we'll go over 2, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw our next point. Okay. And then we want to do minus 2, positive 4. So we're going to go minus 2, positive 4. And then we're going to go minus 3, positive 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then positive 3, positive 9. Okay, that's enough points to give us a pretty good graph of this parabola. All right. So at this point, I am using my mouse. If you have a tablet and a stylus, feel free to use those additional tools. But I know many of you do not have a stylus and a tablet, so I'm just going to. So in this video, I am just using a mouse, so you can get an idea of how it's going to go for you. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to connect the dots as best as I can, freehand. Okay. And go slow, take your time. Again, work from point to point. Okay. There. So it's not exactly perfect, but all this is really to get the general idea. Okay. So you can see there is our first parabola. All right. So what if I wanted to transform this? In the assignment for week 5, you have to transform a graph. Okay. So you're going to draw the original graph, and then you're going to draw the transformation of it. So let's do the transformation. We're going to do it in a different color. I'm just going to go ahead and use orange so that it stands out. Okay, so let's say I transform this graph. I want to go 6 spaces to the right and down 6 spaces. Okay, so that is going to put our vertex at 6, minus 6. So we're going to draw our first point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so our vertex is going to be here. All right. And so then our first point is going to be 7 minus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to have 5 minus 5, so that puts us right here. And then we're going to have 4 minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we're going to have 8 minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. And then we're going to have 9, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. And then 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's good enough for our points. Okay, so again, at this point, just connect them slowly, go from point to point so it's easier because you're drawing freehand. So keep your eye on the next point so that'll help your hand go in the correct spot. All right. Not perfect, but pretty close, okay? So that is our transformation of 6 down and 6 to the right. Okay, so it's clear that we've started here with x squared. All right, and then we transformed it. We went 6 to the right and then down 6. Okay, so that put our vertex at 6 comma minus 6. All right, so at this point, what we need to do is save this graph as an image. All right, so what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and click the select icon up on the top left of your menu there, and then highlight just the part of the graph that you want in the image. So I'm just going to highlight just the graphing part here. I'm not going to make it too big, okay? And then hit crop, and so you can see here now that this is the size of our image. So I'm going to reduce it back to 100% so you can see this is what it's going to look like when you insert it. All right, so at this point, go ahead and file, save it as a JPEG picture. All right, name it whatever you'd like. Just make sure you remember where what you named it and where you put it in your folders. Okay, so that when you go to insert that into Word, you remember where it is. All right. All right. Well, that concludes this video.